Oh, you just love to see it, don't you? Hell yeah, man! This is exactly what we've been waiting for, because today we are heading downtown, from Highway 99 to I-5 down there into Seattle, Washington, baby, because today we are talking about a guy who has found a way to revive his career with the Seattle Kraken in the best way possible. He is the new first-line winger, alongside of Jaden Schwartz and Matty Beniers. It is none other than Kaapo Kakko. And I'll admit, this is a conversation that maybe some Rangers fans who are going out there and stopping by watching this video, maybe some of y'all will be a little bit frustrated by this. Because when it comes to Kaapo Kakko and the way he has performed as a member of the Seattle Kraken so far, it's been 13 games since he got traded over there from the New York Rangers. And in these 13 games, he has scored himself 4 goals and 6 assists for 10 total points. Kaapo Kakko had 14 points in 30 games with the New York Rangers this season. And when you think about the remaining games, okay, the Kraken have, what is that, like 36 more games on the year? Let's just do the math here, isolating Seattle's point production. Kaapo Kakko with 10 points in 13 Seattle Kraken games, multiplied out by 36 total Kraken games that he's available for, he would be on pace for 27 points in 36 Seattle Kraken games. Add that to his 14 points that he had at the beginning of the season with New York, and he is on pace for a 42-point year, which would be a career high. Not bad for Kaapo Kakko, whose production actually, if you take a look at the overall projected, Elite Prospect says that he is on pace for 44 points. So he actually does have a little bit of a higher projection on EP. Again, this would be a career high for the guy, ever since getting sent over to Seattle, where he's been given top-line opportunities and has been starting to really put it all together. Kaapo Kakko is looking like the beast that he was with New York multiple years ago. And I think at this point you have to really start wondering, wow, what the hell were the New York Rangers doing when deploying this guy? Kaapo Kakko has taken over in ways that we did not expect, or at least maybe in ways that the New York Rangers coaching staff did not expect. Maybe everybody else around this situation was kind of saying, oh yeah, no, Kaapo Kakko's a lot better than what the Rangers are doing right now. He's not that bad. He definitely deserves an opportunity, and the Rangers just are not giving it to him, and it's kind of crazy that they're not when you consider the fact that they've been so bad as of late. And so now, with Kaapo Kakko putting in the work, I mean, he's on a 4-game point streak right now with 5 points in his last 4 games. He's got himself, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points in his last 9 games. So he has been a point-per-game guy going back to the end of December playing for Seattle. And now you're taking a look at some of the extra numbers and the statistics here. Daily Faceoff has him as a top 61 percentile player in the entire NHL. He is in very positive categories all throughout, from goals to assists to power play, shots on goal, plus minus, and hits. And if you take a look at some of the analysis that's been done with the Twitters, I mean, this is what Biebs Bondy goes out there and says from yesterday. Kaapo Kakko has been a nasty little pickup for the Kraken. 13 points in 10 games since the trade, 9 points in his last 9. And prior to the trade, he had 14 points in 30 games with the Rangers. His best season in New York saw him put up a .49 points per game. If the Kraken are able to get .77 points per game out of Kaapo Kakko next year, if he does that over a full 82-game season, he would be on pace for 60-plus points. Take a look at this reply from Phil Bezanin. Seattle has given him top 6 ice time. He and Matty Beniers have helped each other out a great deal. And also, Will Cooley's numbers have dropped since Kakko left New York. And I had to do a little bit of a double take. Will Cooley has been one of the better players on the Rangers the whole season. What happened to him and his production? Well, if you go over to Will Cooley, yeah, he has stopped scoring points He was on a heater for a good chunk of November and December, but ever since the Kaapo Kakko trade, the guy's scoring has dropped off considerably. Since the end of December, the guy has only 1 point in however many games this is. Who knew that taking away one of the smarter, more defensively sound, and just kind of overall capable forwards in Kaapo Kakko would have put Will Cooley in this bad of a spot? Now the Rangers are forced to rely on Panarin and Zibanejad again, which is inconsistent at best this season. And now if you go over to some of the other thoughts here, this is what NYR Hockey went out there and said. Kakko has 10 points in 13 games, just kill me already. Let's go out there and read some of the replies, because this, of course, is a Rangers point of view. Probably not worth it losing sleep over a former player going 4-8-1 with their new team. Yeah, I can understand that. The Kraken haven't necessarily been winning, but when you think about what has been happening with this team, Eeli Tolvanen has been doing his thing, Shane Wright has started to get some points, Matty Beniers is, of course, always doing Beniers-like things, and you have Kaapo Kakko right in the thick of it. Everybody knows he's still putting up numbers as well. There's a lot to like here out of the Seattle Kraken and their young guys. This is kind of what they're building towards. I love the Kakko haters. In a few years, you'll hear the same people complaining about this and calling for a possible trade back or signing. Just look at JT Miller. That, of course, is a very pessimistic point of view, especially when you consider just how much Rangers fans seemingly want Miller back on their team. And the funny part is a lot of these replies, I'd say the majority of them, are all saying things like, hey, it's not worth it to be upset about Kakko doing well in Seattle, it's just really good for him as a player, because the opportunity that he's getting there is definitely not something the Rangers could have given him, and quite frankly, it was very unjustified the way the Rangers were utilizing him. So for anybody, this is Kakko's win. This was a very positive transaction for him, a good change in his career and in his life, of course. So is it really worth it to get all ticked off about it? I'm not too sure, because I think there's always going to be that same what could have been situation, like, oh, what if the Rangers just played Kakko? What if they gave him a chance? What if they put him in a spot to succeed? He has the same point production now as Alexis Lafreniere, whom everybody was clamoring about, saying, oh yeah, he's so good and he's got this big contract coming up and everybody's satisfied with Alexis Lafreniere. But Kaapo Kakko is right there point production-wise too. Ever since Kakko got more ice time, he's now there. So, what gives? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Kaapo Kakko and his dominance with the Seattle Kraken as a top-line player who does pretty much everything you need him to do, who has been producing and who has been putting himself in a much better spot ever since the trade. Where do you see Kakko's career going from this point onwards? He has himself a 60-something point projected pace as of what he's doing with the Kraken right now, but does that continue into next year? Is there a segment where he'll be able to produce a lot more than he had produced with the Rangers over the next little while here? He's 24 years old, 23, 24, so obviously there's a lot of time, but I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How are you responding to Kaapo Kakko's newly found success with the Seattle Kraken? Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.